Today we're going to talk about the cultural differences between the US and Argentina. Interested? Stick around for more. Hey peeps, first of all, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who supported me in my last video. It got over 250 views, 25 likes. Like I said, I honestly would have been happy if just 5 people watched it. So thank you so much. It touches my heart. It means a lot. People from all over, including Argentina, watched it. Speaking of which, I got a comment from one of my friends, Diana, and she wanted a shout out. So I'm going to say hi to her and all my other friends from Argentina. Hola Diana, ¿cómo estás? Hola a todos mis amigos argentinos, les extraño y les quiero mucho. So I got a few questions and comments on last week's video. People were asking me about the lighting. I'm experimenting with something new right now. I'm sitting in front of the window in my room. I don't know if you guys can see my face better. If you can, please give the video a big thumbs up and comment down below so I can know. If not, tell me. I'll find another spot, see what I can do, maybe get a hold of a lamp or something like that. This is all for you. I was also asked if I was gonna keep wearing a shirt and tie. As you can see today, I'm just in a button-up. It's something that I wear on a daily basis, and so I didn't know if you guys would like me to do this more formal or just be normal. Comment down below, let me know how you feel. And so the big question that I got, the one that really stood out to me, is Rookie Machinimas asked, would you share some of the culture shocks you experienced? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's jump right in. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the food. The food in Argentina and in South America in general is a lot different than it is here. And I had the general way of thinking before my mission that everything south of Mexico was basically rice and beans and spicy food. And I was in for a complete shocker when I got there and found out that it was the exact opposite. Argentina has a strong European influence, and so they use a lot of noodles, they use a lot of rice, they'll make pastas and stews. Meat and chicken is very big there. They'll just throw it on the grill and it is exquisite. I also ate a lot of weird things. To name a few, I ate a cow's head, I ate a puma tail, I ate a armadillo, and I ate this weird half cat, half chinchilla thing that's called a vizcacha. You can look it up. If not, hopefully if I figure out this editing thing, I'll put a picture right here, but don't have too much confidence in me. The other thing is, Argentinians hate spicy food. You put black pepper in there and their mouths are watering. I actually have a funny story that goes along with that. One of my companions from Uruguay, which is basically right there next door to Argentina, we would make mashed potatoes at night when we got home and we were hungry. And I would always season it with salt and a little bit of black pepper. And he'd be like, Elder Mercier, stop! You're putting in way too much pepper. You're basically turning the mashed potatoes black. And then he would get it and he would be like crying because he couldn't eat it because he thought it was way too spicy. So that was a little bit of what I had to deal with when it came to food. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is the architecture down in Argentina. So here in the United States, the grand majority of our houses are made out of wood. And down in Argentina, everything is made out of bricks and concrete. If you go to somebody there and you tell them, hey, my house is made out of wood, they're gonna look you in the face and laugh. I know it happened to me thousands of times. They're like, how is your house gonna stay together if it's just wood? But it's just a natural way of thinking. And I was honestly impressed with all the people there. I would say 70% of the people that live in Argentina built their own homes. I actually helped with the construction on a few of them with the friends that I met down there. And I was surprised at all the knowledge that just everybody had when it came to construction. The other thing were the beautiful religious structures. In Cordoba, there is a cathedral right in the main city square, and there's other Catholic churches that are surrounding it. And I know I've made it blatantly obvious that I'm a Mormon, but I truly appreciate all other religions. And seeing these buildings with all of the tiny handmade work that was put into it and all the time and effort, it was truly amazing. I really enjoyed walking through them and being able to see the beautiful craftsmanship. So next up is weather, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm kind of a wussy when it comes to weather. I've grown up my whole life in Southern California, where it ranges between 70 and 80 degrees for the great majority of the year. So it was hard for me to accustom myself when I first got to South America. There were 3 provinces in my mission: Catamarca, La Rioja, and Cordoba. And the top 2, Catamarca and La Rioja, they are desert climate. And so it gets very hot during the summer. And I spent a good majority of my mission there, almost about 8 months, in 2 different places. And one of the places that I was in was a small town named Chamical. And the summer that I was there, it just so happened to be the hottest place in all of Argentina. It got to 60 degrees Celsius, my friends. And I don't know the exact math, but it's probably around 135 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was hot, to say the least, but it was a dry climate. And so I actually kind of enjoyed that. I got a pretty good tan. And the harder one for me was the next summer, where I actually spent it in the city, in Cordoba. And in Cordoba, it is very humid. It will rain, and the drops of rain will be hot as they touch your skin. You'll wake up wet and sweaty, and you'll go to bed wet and sweaty, and you can never stay dry. I think that was the hardest thing for me when it came to weather. Another interesting fact is that the seasons in Argentina are reversed from our opposites of the ones that we have here. So when it's summer here in the United States, it's winter in Argentina, and vice versa. That is because they are south of the equator. So next up on the list is football, or soccer. Literally everybody and their dogs plays soccer in Argentina. I actually have seen dogs play soccer. I'm not even joking when I say that. And it is a huge part of the culture. I'm not gonna lie, before my mission, I honestly kind of hated soccer a little bit. I thought it was a boring sport. It took so long to score goals, and I just didn't understand why people played it. I'm a basketball player. I'm used to scores and action happening every second. But as I was down there and I got the chance to play soccer with these kids in the street, these kids that from the moment they're born, basically, when they're 3 years old, they're out playing soccer in the street with their friends, and they keep on playing it all the way up into their adult years. It truly changed my life, and I had a lot of fun playing with them. The other thing is, people are crazy about their teams. They get so worked up and competitive about their sports teams, and I actually have one of my own. I am a fan of Talleres, or Club Atlético Talleres de Córdoba, and they are my team. So it's actually kind of funny how I ended up picking that team. When I first got to the city of Córdoba, I met 2 brothers. One of them was named Germán, and the other was named Daniel. And Germán was a huge fan of the other team in Córdoba, Belgrano, and Daniel was a fan of Talleres. And as we were teaching them, they started to like what we were teaching about, so they wanted to come to church with us. So we invited them to come, and we said, all right, you guys have both promised us, here's what we're gonna do. If Germán comes to church, I will become a supporter of Belgrano. But if Daniel comes to church, then I'll become a supporter of Talleres. And it just so happened that Germán flaked on us, and Daniel ended up coming to church, and so I said, a promise is a promise. And then I ended up not seeing Daniel ever again after that. And the next week, I met 2 ladies, Vero and Anaí. If you're listening, I love you guys, who ended up becoming 2 of my best friends in my whole mission. And they love Talleres. Like, I'm not even gonna stress to you how much they love it. And so they basically converted me into a member of that team, and I love it to this day. Aguante. So the last thing I wanted to talk about were the amazing people that I met down in Argentina. I cannot stress to you how much I truly love them. So here in the United States, we have the stigma of stranger danger, which isn't a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but we spend a lot of time cooped up in our houses, and it is basically unheard of to strike up conversation with a random person that we meet on the street. And down there, it is basically the opposite. Everybody says hi to each other as they walk down the street. They ask the other person how they're doing. I felt very open. I could strike up conversation with literally anybody and get to know them. I could knock on somebody's door, or clap was more commonly what we did, and ask them for a glass of water, and they would give it to me. And I don't know if I'd feel comfortable doing that here, right? Sharing is caring down there. They have a drink called mate, and I actually have one here. And this is the matero, and this is the bombilla. And so it's a herbal tea, and they sip it out, and so they'll sip a little bit of it, and then they'll refill it, and they'll pass it to their friends, and they'll just sit there for hours talking with their friends and their family, asking them how their day went, and I just love it. As people would go up and meet a new person, they'll give them a little kiss on the cheek. It's not like an exact kiss, like lip to lip or lip to cheek, but they press their cheeks next to each other, and they make a little kissing sound. And I just love that. I'm like, that is so cute. I love how everybody is just so open. And I'm not trying to bash on the United States or anything, but I definitely think that we could learn a thing or two from our Argentinian brothers and sisters. And it's probably the #1 thing that I loved for my whole visit down there. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button down below or subscribe. I truly appreciate all the love and support. I can't wait to make the next video for you, but I'm kind of stumped when it comes to ideas. So questions, concerns, and comments are truly appreciated. You could leave them down below or on my social media accounts that you'll see here in a second. I love you, and I hope you have a great week. Ciao!